Hello everyone, welcome back to Mentality Monday, which is Mental Health Monday. So this is actually our first Mental Health Monday, but last week with Memorial Day, things were just kind of not lining up, so my story ended up getting posted Wednesday instead of Monday, so it was kind of just an abnormal week, but I'm hoping to get into the routine of 2 videos a week, one Mental Health Monday, and then Thursday on Instagram, I had a poll and majority voted to have like one personal video. One video regarding non-mental health. So I have a bunch of ideas for that. So stay tuned for that on Thursday. It's a good thing I pulled my shirt. Otherwise I would have forgot to tell you guys. I'm wearing my brand new Mentality shirt. So if you see the mess on my nightstands, I'm in the process of making like custom thank you cards to put with the t-shirts. So I mean, some people have gotten their t-shirts, some haven't. I need to get the deliveries out tomorrow, so I'll need to add that on my to-do list. But yeah, I will be posting pictures of me in the shirt probably sometime this week. It's dark out, so that's why the lighting's really bad too. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get on that. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So right here I have my mental health box. So you may be wondering what a mental health box is. Well, my mental health box is for me to get out when I'm having an anxiety attack or a depressive episode. So items may vary what's in this box, so maybe I'll do a separate video on ideas of what to put in your mental health box if you're interested in that. And also on that note, I might make another video on what I put on the one in my car, because you're gonna see here that some of the items in here you wouldn't be able to have while you're driving. So I saw these little diffusers on Amazon that go in your car, like you plug them into your USB, and I feel like that would be really therapeutic for me because I get a lot of anxiety when driving, so just having some lavender in there or something like that would be good for me. So yeah, so I will possibly post a car one if that's something you guys would be interested in. And also I want to create a little mini one for my purse, just so I have like stuff like that with me in case of an emergency, just so that if I go on a trip or something, I'm not having to haul this with me. So anyways, so I made it pretty cute. I'll have to take some pictures of it because you won't be able to see it from here, but it says continue, but instead of the I, it has a semicolon, which I plan on doing a blog about the semicolon project, because some of you may be confused as to why like there's a semicolon in the t-shirt. I use semicolons a lot, so look forward to that in the future. So it's kind of packed to the brim if you couldn't just hear that. So I'm gonna probably start with the bigger stuff first. So first I kind of have this like sensory pillow. It's one of those with like the little mini microfiber beads in there. You can probably hear it, but it's just so therapeutic to me to just like, I don't know, throw it around, play with it, stuff like that. So I felt like that would be a good thing for anxiety attacks where I want something with a low stimulus so that I can block my mind out from that. So in here, next big item, I have a white fluffy blanket. I felt like this would be very comforting. Something I obviously could not put in this tiny little bucket is my weighted blanket. I use a weighted blanket. I would use it every night, and sometimes some of my friends would know I take it on trips with me if I have room in my suitcase, which is barely never. But anyways, I like to bring my weighted blanket with me, especially on like competition trips, because I'm an anxious mess and it just helps me get to sleep faster. So if I need it when I'm at home, it's here, so it doesn't need to go in here, but I use it a lot. I 10 out of 10 recommend one if you have issues sleeping, anything like that. So next we have a coloring book. So this is again like a really mindless activity, which is good because whenever you're having an anxiety attack, you want to do something mindless that gets your mind off of it. So I really like having this. Next, I guess we'll do this because it kind of correlates to the next one. This is a Hello Kitty little cosmetic bag. I could not find anything else, and I'm like, what the heck else am I going to use it for? So I'm like, I'll just use it for this. So it's kind of jam-packed, so I'll kind of go through it one by one. To start off, I have some lavender essential oil. So back there, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a pineapple diffuser back there. So I have lavender to put in there if needed. I also have Serenity, which is more of a sleeping one, but I guess it really helps me to relax. So I also have that. And then in a roller, I have Clary Calm by doTERRA. If you're not familiar with my story, I had PMDD, which is a menstrual cycle disorder. So around my menstrual cycle, this really comes in handy. And I feel like that's more when my breakouts are around my menstrual cycle. So I thought this would be a good thing to include because, yeah, I really like having it when it's that time of the month because it helps me to relax. So here's something a little bit random, but I saw it. I don't remember where I saw it, but it had, you might think this is kind of mean, but it kind of, I'm a person that you had to push to like get motivation. So I feel like even if it's harsh motivation, so it's like a scrunchie, so a rubber band, and it's snap back. So that's what you're supposed to remind yourself of when you see it. And I feel like that's especially true during depressive episodes. You really need to snap out of it. I guess it's not as easy as it sounds, trust me, but snap out of it. Just kind of a reminder of that. So next, I'm not going to get all of these out, but I have markers and I have colored pencils. So that goes along with my coloring book. So I'm going to put all this stuff back in there. And that's the coloring pencils. And I also have some pens in here, as well as earbuds. And you might be thinking, why I have earbuds in here. Well, I like to have earbuds in here because whenever I'm having an anxiety attack or depressive episode, I like to kind of zone out, I guess you could say. And music really helps me to drift my mindset from that particular emotion to music. So I will possibly post the link to my Spotify playlist for my Spotify mental health playlist. So I'll link that in here. So that is something I really enjoy listening to whenever I get into those episodes, which hasn't been a lot lately. So that is really good improvement. So what do we have next? All right. So as you can see, I have a paper holder. I don't really know what that's called, but you'll see what's inside in a minute. All right. So it's a journal to start off. So I like to, if you follow me on Instagram, I've said before that I like writing down everything and then burning it or throwing it in the trash, stuff like that. So I like to write down what I'm feeling and then burn it, throw it away, so I can't look back on it and feel those same emotions, because that's something I tend to do, is if I read back in my journal or anything, like I tend to revert back to that emotion and get mad over that thing I was mad at the time. So it's easier for me to just destroy the thought. So yeah, and it says hello beautiful in here, so I thought that was really fitting because mental health box, so boosting my mental health. It's really cute. So let's release this paper stuff. All right, to start off, okay, you may be thinking that this could be a trigger or something, but honestly, it reminds me of a place I never want to go back to, so that's why I've had it pinned up on my bulletin board. That's why I have it in here now. So it's my wristband from my last psychiatric stay. And actually, I have my first psychiatric stay wristband up in my bins above my closet. So I might have to get that down at one point and put that in here too. But it just really reminds me that I never want to go back to that place and that depressive episode and suicidal thoughts and actions. So it's just a really good motivation for me to seek help if needed to prevent myself from going back to this. So, alright, this is probably one of my favorite parts. So I have some photos in here. So photos of family and friends. So I have a picture of my baby cousin Thomas, because who doesn't get happy when they look at baby pictures? So, and I have a picture of my friend Cadence and I, my friend Lauren, my sister Katie and I, my cousin Hudson and I, my cousin Jordan and I, and my best friend Trevor and I. So yeah, it makes me really happy to look at all those pictures. Like, I'm smiling right now because I just love those people so much. And for anyone who got left out, I have a bunch more pictures that I'm planning on putting in my car one and possibly my purse one. We'll see how much room I have in my purse. So then this big wad of paper, this packet. So if you're familiar with psychiatric units, they send you home with a lot of paperwork. So I have these, I guess you could say, these packets from there. So the group I participated in was called RAP Group. So 5 key concepts: hope, personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. So I had different examples of how to do each of those, like personal responsibility, taking medication, doing homework, hygiene. Then I have a safety plan in here as well, which is really good for in case of emergencies that I would need my safety plan. So I have it right here, so, which is always good to have in a mental health box, because what if you need it? So, and I have these mini versions that I'm planning on putting in my car, and actually my guidance counselor is getting one. A lot of trusted adults in my life are getting one of these, just so that if emergency strikes, we know that it's basically a set care plan, so that we know that instead of calling 911 if I'm having suicidal thoughts, we first call my counselor or the crisis hotline. So it's really good to have all those things set in place so that it prevents events I've been through in the past, because one time I was just taken immediately by the police instead of having a set plan in place. So I just want to avoid going back to that place. So that's why I'm very organized with it now, I guess you could say. That's why every adult has one, is going to have one, etc. So, and then these are also one of my favorite things, and I have more kind of just scattered across my room at the moment. So these are handwritten cards from people that I know and love. So this is a note from a few people I know. So they wrote me a really kind note after reading my blog. And then this is a thank you note that I received with t-shirt payment, and she included a very, very nice note in there. So I have some other ones that I want to include in my car and I want to include in my purse. It's just honestly a really good, who doesn't love to feel good? I mean, sometimes also when I feel down, I'll go on Instagram and I'll go on Facebook and I'll just read the comments I've received, positive comments I've received through my mental health journey, and it really just gives me a push and a motivation. So if you want one of your cards to be included in my mental health box, make sure to write me a positive note or something and I'll hit you up with my Addy. So yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. So this is probably one of the most essential things in my entire box. So if you watch, or if you follow my Instagram, you would know that I mentioned Fireballs in my one video. And not Fireball like the alcoholic beverage, like Fireballs the candy. So I learned this coping skill in the psych facility, and basically the hotness of the fireball distracts you from the thought you're having. So, I mean, I could go through like 10 of these in a day. I love them. If you know me, you know I'm probably having a fireball because I love them so much. And then what better thing to do than have something motivational in your fireball Ziploc. So it says, "Are you a fireball? Because you're hot." So just something to make me smile and feel better during that depressive episode. So, well, I think that's all I have for my box.
Okay, so for anyone wondering about what the box looked like, here it is. So on the side, I have Taylor's mental health box on there in gold lettering because I thought that was fitting because it matched my room and the pink color does too, so I really liked how it turned out. So then on the lid, I had continue with a semicolon for the I. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and make sure to tune in Thursday for my next video. Thank you.